Let's dive into a little bit of history, shall we? As I always love to do, research, educate myself deeply on the history and roots of music. Today, I wanted to react to the first ever commercially released hip-hop song. Now, as many believe, this song is Rapper's Delight by Sugarhill Gang, but that is actually not true. Considered by many, and because it is cited as the first rap record, is King Tim III Personality Jock by Fatback Band, with Bill Curtis being nicknamed Fatback, which came out in 1979 before Sugarhill Gang's Rapper's Delight came out. As Rap Genius says, rap portions heard on this funk and disco compositions are performed by radio DJ Tim Washington as his alias King Tim III. So let's listen to this first commercially released hip-hop track, King Tim III, Personality Jock. Skadoosh.
Strong as an ox, tone as a tree. We can rock it so viciously.
This is definitely extremely funky. Obviously, the disco genre with the composition in the background. I almost like these compositions better than the modern day rap. These compositions had so many more live instruments, so much more lively, upbeat, and they were a lot more complex to today's hip-hop beats where you have the same drum loops, same 808 patterns over and over again. Whereas obviously this music is a lot different, it's very original, and it's a lot of fun.
Come on, girl, let's do the rock.
But the difference is the lyrics in here are obviously a lot more simple than today's lyrics. You know, these lyrics aren't necessarily huge, crazy stories or great storytelling, but it's just a lot of fun about dancing, going out. You know, we're the funk machines that rock the human race. You know, love that line. Really, like, this kind of rap is just talking about two things: dancing and how they're gonna rock your world through music. Every now and then, simple lyrics are better. I also love how flows and deliveries have evolved over the years. Obviously, once again, these flows and deliveries are very simple, and I feel like old school flows were very similar from, like, you know, obviously this started it off, but even through the 80s, at least a lot of the deliveries were kind of all similar. So it's really cool to see how the genre has grown and evolved from 1979 to now. Obviously, now you have a lot more internal rhymes, a lot more double timing with the rap flows, and the rhythms on the flows I feel are just better today, obviously, but ain't nothing wrong with being this original. Obviously, for the first recorded commercially released hip-hop song, this was as fresh as it got back in 1979, and I dig it a lot. I also like how they do throw that, like, straight disco here in this second verse. They're singing, they throw this melody in there. And by the way, this bass line is to die for. Absolutely love the bass line in this song. You all know I'm a sucker for a fat bass line, and that's what we got right in here. Don't be jiving. Literally listening even to the slang that you hear, like, in the 70s is just so interesting to me. How language, culture, the sounds, the music has changed over the years. It's crazy to me that music changes so much by the decade. I mean, you compare this to even like classic rock in the 60s, and then jazz in the 30s and 40s, and the big bands in the 40s, and, you know, show tunes in the Tin Pan Alley in the early 1900s. It really blows my mind how creative people are, just how time changes everything. A lot of instrumental in this, and like I said, lyrics simple: catch it, catch the beat, do it to me and I'll do it to you. You know, obviously repeating that over and over, and that's just how it was. You know, you had these underground nightclubs, you know, obviously originated in New York, I believe, and people just wanted to dance, and that's exactly what the purpose of this song is just for you to get up and dance. That's its purpose, and it fulfills that purpose, and for that, I respect the song a lot, and I enjoy it. That's the great thing about, this extremely early rap is they just tell you what to do and they tell you how to dance. And that's exactly what I was talking about when these songs are just made to get you to get up and dance and have fun. And that's what life was like. I wish I was there for the beginning of this to witness those underground scenes and just, kind of let loose, have fun with no social media, no technology, just good human interaction and dancing my butt off. That sounds like a great time to me. Like hot butter on say what the popcorn. I love it. How far we've come with what we call penmanship. Music recycles after X amount of decades. I'm curious if hip hop like this will ever come back, or if we're so far removed from obviously 79, 80s hip hop, where we use these live instruments, where it's so influenced by disco and funk. Will it ever recycle? Will people enjoy compositions with these live instruments? I say all the time how I would love to hear the brass instruments like there are in this song right here in modern hip hop. I think it would be such a great dimension to what we have now. Obviously, I'm not saying get rid of the sounds we have now at all in pop music, hip hop, even, metal or anything like that. I'm not saying get rid of all that, but to grow and recycle those sounds, let's add these live instruments in there and let's, have this influence maybe of disco. I'm not saying let's do it for sure. I'm just saying, hey, let's try it and see how it sounds. However, this is a lot of fun going back to the roots. I really love doing this. I think I am going to react to more historic music. I really love doing it, really love to experience the roots of music in general. What do you think of King Tim the Third Personality, Jock, by the Fatback Band? Do you enjoy it? Is it something you would listen to? Do you think we should recycle these sounds? Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked the video, hit a like and subscribe to the channel if you love talking music just as much as I do. As always, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at EJSpark1. And you know what it is. It's peace, love. I love s'mores. EJ out.